All right, welcome to the 10-minute Hemp CEO interview. Today I've got a special guest. He's my friend. I've known him for a couple years, met him on LinkedIn. He's a Marine, a veteran. He is the CEO and president of Hemp Logic. Welcome, Cory Sharp. How you doing?
I'm doing well, John. I'm here at the World Ag Expo here in Tulare, California. It's a beast of a show, I got to tell you. There's people literally from all over the world. It's like a carnival for ag people. It's kind of funny.
Is that why you're sitting in a golf cart? You're actually driving around in a golf cart?
I am driving around in a golf cart. It's that big.
So tell me, Cory, tell us all about your company, Hemp Logic. What do you guys do there?
So Hemp Logic, I started this in my living room almost 4 years ago. We've turned it's had many variations of Hemp Logic, but ultimately we're a consulting firm that helps people, whatever size, get into the hemp business, whether you want to grow, you want to get into the CBD side, you want to get into the fiber, which has now become a big topic, the hemp fiber. But what we do is we consult. And then we just launched this morning, actually, Mobile Starts, which allows you to propagate your seeds. We've come to you, propagate trays of seedlings, and go away we go. So more or less, in a nutshell, we're a consulting group.
Oh, okay, cool. You talked about CBD. Everybody sees what's going on. I sit on the board of directors for Hemp Exchange, and there's a lot more supply than actually buyers. What's going on with that? What are you seeing?
Okay, so everybody jumped in, both feet, held their nose, blindfolded themselves, jumped into the hemp market last year, and there's oversupply. It was always, when I was talking with people, it was, do you have a market for your material that you're growing? And the market was just so heated that people didn't really take the time to walk it all the way through. We talked a little bit about harvest last year. Harvest was the least of everyone's problems because even the guys that got out of harvest are still sitting on their biomass. So a little bit of oversupply, a little bit of heated market, and hopefully we can get it. It'll level itself out.
As long as people stop producing that supply or the demand increases.
I think it's going to be a combination of both. The market's going to stabilize. There's going to be markets are going to be opening up, and extractors and processors are going to be looking for a good biomass. So, my recommendation would be now, if you're a guy with 20 acres and you want to get into hemp, grow 5 and figure out, grow it really well and be top of the market, and then you have something for sale.
Don't bet the farm, as they say. Yeah,
exactly. Take it slow, build your market. If you're capable of doing it in-house, then do it in-house. That was the other thing that I always told people is, be self-sufficient, do your own extraction, do your own bottling.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about, are you getting people for the fiber, industrial fiber? Are they saying, hey, can you make this for us? Or what's happening? What are you seeing there?
So I'm seeing another heated gold rush. People are sliding from the CBD. They maybe made a little bit of money, and now they're sliding into the CBD market or the fiber market, causing the same, heated market. And that's actually even worse than the CBD market because the fiber takes so much capital to make that work. And that's a longer process than 10 minutes. So
yeah, you need thousands of acres grown. And then you need a decorticator producing on what level? Like 5 tons, 10 tons per hour?
So 10 the ones we're looking at, 10 ton an hour, but that only gets us to first mill. And so you have to explain what is first mill. Look at it as a fabric. It's probably 8 different processes. There's a degumming process. There's a carding process. And then there's a chemical process that takes this stuff and makes it to where you can actually make fabric. And people just don't understand.
And that's not even in place yet, is it? At a scale that makes sense.
It's not. That's all from Europe and China and the Asian countries. So they've already figured it out, but they also have the manpower to run 50, 60 guys on a line. So the United States is working diligently to fix it, but it's a long ways away. So if you're out there and you're thinking, I've got 100 acres and I'm going to grow hemp for fiber, no, grow 5. And burn it at the end of the season.
Test, just fail, learn, test, fail, learn. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah. It's a frustrating process, but it's one that I'm not uncomfortable with because it seems like that's all I've been doing in the hemp business is talking people off ledges.
So what's the goal for the company? I mean, to just go around and popping bubbles with everybody's?
Yeah, well, I end up being, I'm kind of, I don't like being it, but I'm the guy with the straight answers, but I can kind of be a wiener about doing it. So I'm trying to temper that, but I'm a little jaded. I get when people, they know more than I do, but they've only been doing it for 2 weeks. It kind of upsets me a little bit, but neither here nor there. The ultimate goal of Hemp Logic, we just launched mobile starts this morning. The press release just went out, so we're going to be doing propagation for people. We can do a couple million cells in a couple hours.
Yeah, tell me about that process. Exactly what does it do for a customer?
So we'll come on, if you've got a greenhouse, or if you don't have a greenhouse, we'll work with you to either make temporary hoop houses. But the seed line will back right up to your door and start making seed trays. So then you can propagate them and get them grown and harden off, and then you can transplant them right there. So instead of doing it by hand, we're doing it by mechanical means.
So tell me about some of the big challenge you've had. Now, you and I talked about 3-4 months ago, and you were facing a challenge. I got to believe as a Marine, you faced some bigger challenges. Tell me a little bit about what happened and how you kind of saw through it and just pushed through.
Well, just like in anything else, John, you end up you have some challenges that get thrown in your face, and you don't realize what's happening, and then you just got to regroup. It took me a little bit to get my feet back underneath me, but there's just like in anything else, you get a team together. We're going to do this, we're going to accomplish this, and then team members start going sideways for whatever reason. There's a plethora of reasons why people go sideways. I was just talking to a good friend of mine from Canada, and they had an internal. This is a guy that started the company 10 years ago, started going sideways. So you can imagine the upheaval of something like that. It's everybody, whether it's a young farm, it's got maybe 2 farms that come together and grew CBD last year, things start going sideways. It's just farming. It's just life. It's just business.
Yeah, it's 1,000 things can go wrong from between point A and B.
Exactly. Somebody, we were talking about contracts, and I said, even if you're married to one of the extractors, and you're still not guaranteed that contract's going to pay out, I said, even if you're married to them. So the industry's in such upheaval right now that, it's a tough one to navigate. I would always say, just go super, super small and do what you can and do the best you can, and then grow the next year.
Yeah, so tell me, you're at this ag show right now. What are you seeing? Are the big players starting to look at this? Are they?
As far as big players, what are you thinking?
Like John Deere, are they building any kind of decortation machine, or they are looking for who the winners are to purchase later?
You got that Panda group out of Texas. I don't know all the details, but they're trying to raise $20 million. That tells me they're a little bit serious. You have Goff Industries out of Pennsylvania. They got the hemp train. I don't know a whole lot about that. They're pretty secretive. There's not a whole lot of video or pictures of what they actually do. Corbett with Formation Ag. We're working on mobile decorticators. I think that's the future. Is you got to be able to be mobile, get in, get out, get it first milled, package up the first mill product, herd and fiber, and then roll with that. That's
your farm's got to be at least within 50 miles of this, because it's going to be so heavy to truck it.
Trucking kills this product because it's so light and it's not very dense, and so trucking just kills it. So yes, that's why the mobile to me is the answer for some of this stuff. But once again, John, if I get it to first mill, if I come on your farm, decorticate, what does that get you? It gets you some fiber, it gets you some herd, but there's no second mill or third mill. Where do you send it? So everyone's trying to figure out what's the next step and what do we have to do to be part of it. And there's so much money that it takes to get this done. So let's break it down 100 acres. 100 acres, you plant for fiber, you get 5 ton to the acre. So 500 ton, and if you can get somebody to buy it from you at maybe $1.25. I've seen it, it depends on this type of fiber. And this goes back to this, the genetics. There's so many variables to the fiber side. I just caution everybody, just really, really slow, please, really slow.
That's all we have for the 10-Minute Hemp CEO. Thanks a lot. Have a good rest of your day at the Ag Show.
Right on, guys. You guys have a good one. Thanks.